Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today's episode is based on the Craft Roulette Challenge, episode number 207, and I'll have that linked below. If you haven't seen the Craft Roulette, you need to check it out. It's like a competition, but not really. They spin a wheel and they tell you what kind of project you need to make, what colors, and anything you need to know about what project you're making this week. And today's project, we needed to make an A2 card with the colors of an ice cream store, the element of tasty or tastes, and random. It has to have a banner on it. Well, okay, I was stumped at the A2 card. So I came down to my craft room in the basement today, and I had some ice cream paper, which goes perfect with, I think, the colors of the ice cream stores. And I made up a quick card. Of course, this is my usual 5x7 card. This was one giant sheet of paper, and I cut the ice cream out of it, and then just added a happy birthday, a little bit of Wink of Stella, to just a hint on the ice cream. Let's see if I can get that to sparkle for you. Probably not with this lighting. Oh yeah, you can see a little bit there in the chocolate. And that was a simple card to do. Of course, this is my 5x7. And I thought, oh, I love that card, but how am I going to incorporate this into an A2 size card? I think I figured it out. It's a little complicated, but not too complicated. So let's give it a go. I'm still doing a 5x7 card, so don't let that surprise you. Okay, I am using my usual 5x7 card, and this is a cream or an ivory color. This measures 10 inches by 7 inches. I scored it in half at the 5-inch mark, folded it, and creased it with my bone folder. And for the top of this card, it's going to be fairly simple. We're mainly only going to be putting layers together today with a few little stampings and such. Now, I used, to cut out my layers, 2 die sets from Spellbinders. And you note I have a caution on mine. I use Matting Basics B, or the A2, and I have a note. These are very sharp. These particular dies, the ones I received, are so sharp you can cut your fingers on them. But I used the outer of both of these. This is the A2 layers. And this is what they look like. I just cut out my pieces of paper with that so that they would have a little bit, and I'll show you here, just a little bit of a nice looking embossed edge. But if you don't have those, this piece of brown measures 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then this is what the back of the ice cream paper looks like. It's like chocolate ice cream, and it has little words. It's like shavings of chocolate. And then it also has these pictures on the front. This pattern piece measures 6 1/2 inches by 4 1/2 inches. And we're going to start by gluing these straight down. So I'm going to turn this over. Well, no, we'll do this one first. Why make it harder on myself? Because we can get these 2 layers together and then let them dry while we're assembling the rest of the card. So I can get the A2 element into here. And no, I'm not going to put the words A2 on it. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. And this is, the layers I'm using here are lightweight. You wouldn't want to use real heavyweight layering for what I'm doing today. And you'll see why in just a moment. And I kind of want to get that centered on this card. And I hope I'm still on camera here. Now I'm just going to set this aside and put my acrylic stamping block on top of it to hold it down to dry. Now for the next, I want to get these sharp pieces out of the way here because I don't need those. Now for the A2 part, I did cut an A2 card, and this would normally be what they call a top folding card. This measures 4 1/4 by 11 inches long, and I scored it right in the middle at the 5 1/2 inch mark and creased it. I think I could crease it a little bit more here, so I'm just going to use the edge of my scissors. Now, on this, I'm going to take my little scoring board here, and I want to go up, so this is 5 1/2 inches, so I want to crease it at about the 4 1/4 inch mark. And I'm going to fold that over. What I'm doing is I'm making a little gift card pocket. So I'm going to take, let's see. Yeah, I will use the foam. I don't want this to be too high, but I do want you to be able to put a card in there. So I'm just going to use a little bit of my 1/8 inch low loft foam tape on the corners here, just to create a little pocket. But I'm not going to fold it down yet, because I'll show you what I need to do. I used the, this is the Waffle Flower 5x7 lacy layers, and I used this the scalloped edge to cut out a piece of that paper. This measures 5 1/4 by 3 1/4, but I'm not going to use the whole thing. I need to cut off just a little bit. I just want to, where the gift card is, I want it to be a little decorative, but it doesn't need to go the whole way. And I'm just going to glue this down on the inside. Just like that. Now I can peel off my double-sided tape. Fold this over. There. Now the gift card should fit nicely in there. And this is going to go on the front of the card. So I have another piece of brown. This measures, get my instructions here. I didn't measure this one, so let's measure this one. This is 5 1/4 by 4. And this is just going to go on top of this peach colored A2 size card. And I'm going to center that. I need to trim that. I see my inside card is a little bit sticking out the top here. So I'll probably cut through the foam. There, that's much better. Get this centered on here. Now, I was able to pick out a little bit of the ice cream. See on this card, it's the whole ice cream image. I got it lined up so that I have the cherry and a little bit of the stem and a little bit of the ice cream container. This is going to go right on the center of this. Just like that. And this measures, oh, I didn't measure that. I apologize. This measures 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And for that, I used the Spellbinders A2 nesting dies. You don't need to have them. I'm just trying to use what I have. I have it. I want to give it a go. If I don't end up using it, then it needs to go. Okay. Now this, we're going to attach to our card onto the right side or the left side, and I'm going to leave the ice cream showing over here. So I'm going to make sure this sticks really well. So I want to use double-sided tape and my liquid glue. And sometimes manage to grab my double-sided tape that is non-tearable. But I got my terrible one. This not bad, terrible, T-E-A-R, that I can tear it with my fingers instead of having to cut it with scissors. I somehow managed to get some that you cut with scissors. Don't know how. Guess I just wasn't paying attention when I purchased it. All right, now we'll peel these off. Just go down the other end here. Now take my liquid glue and I'm gonna glue the dickens out of this. Now I'm gonna stand up and get this right there. I see a little extra glue up there. All right, and I'm gonna hold that down. I should move my scoreboard out of the way so I don't break it. Put this down. Now, out of this waffle flower, I ended up using this, the second smallest piece, the stitch die, and I cut a strip. Now, this measures 1 1/8 inch by 3 1/4 inches, and then I just measured up about 1 inch and marked a tiny dot in the center, and then I just went from the corner and cut up, and the corner and cut up, and I actually did fairly well with that. So this is going to be my flag banner, so that I have met that parameter on Craft Roulette. But I want to stamp on this. I have these. This is actually my friend's. This is from Art Gone Wild. This is Happy Oven. It's one of the several sets that you can get to go on here. This one's called What's Cookin'. It's SC2437. The only thing I'm going to use out of this is Treat Yourself to a Good Day. And I'm going to put that, I don't know if you can see on here earlier, don't use Stays On ink and put it on a stamp and then turn it upside down and not have paper underneath it. It does stain permanently. I'm a little apprehensive about trying the Stays On cleaner to get that off there. I don't want to ruin my grip mat. Let's see. Don't know if that's centered or not, so I'm going to put in a piece of acetate. And I'm going to use my VersaFine Clear. I just want to make sure that this is straight. Okay, yeah, that's doable. So I will clean off my acetate. Always save the inside of your packaging. You can use it for something. Okay, treat yourself to a great day. Now, put my lid back on my ink, as I am not wont to do. Spray that off with a little bit of water. And close up my stamp platform. Put the stamp back. And get our card back. Now, I have cut out offline, I have a generic, it's a happy birthday die that I got off Amazon. There was no company listed. And I cut this out of 2 layers of a textured white cardstock. And I want to put that on this card, but I also want to put my banner on here, so I need to see where I'm going to put what. I'm kind of thinking I want my banner like that, even though the words are coming down. And then I want to put my words over the ice cream. Now, normally I would pop up a banner, but since this card has multiple layers already, I don't want to add any more height. So I'm just going to glue this down flat. And I'll use my little craft block just to hold that. Close up this glue and use my other glue, my art glitter glue. And I tell you, this one was a tough one, thinking how I was going to do an A2 card with my 5x7s. I know a lot of people like the A2 size. I know when I go to craft shows, the A2 size is very popular. I just prefer the 5x7s. I guess it's the cards I was used to getting when I was little from the store. The larger greeting cards. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to angle it a little bit over that strawberry ice cream. And I have, these are, I think they're called Aurora Borealis sequins. But they look kind of yellow. But when you put them on this card like I did earlier, they actually don't look too bad. I was disappointed when I got these. They're called Aurora Borealis, but sometimes they look pink, sometimes they look yellow. But when I've tried to use them on most cards, they just look awful yellow. Now I'm going to put one, let me see where I want some. So you can kind of see the yellow, but with this pattern paper, it really doesn't look that bad. I might put static electricity is holding them to my fingers. I don't know. Don't want the one on the ice cream. That's all. I'm just going to put 3 on it. So I'll put my little glue here, and just 1 on there. And I'll use my close to my heart wax pencil. Pick these back up. Now the only other bling I'm going to add to that is I'm using my clear Wink of Stella. And I'm just going to add a little bit of shimmer. Oh, picked up a piece of scratch there. To the edges of the ice cream, like I did on my earlier card. And on top of the happy birthday. If I'd have had like a pearl white cardstock, that would look cute, I think. There. That's my card for the Craft Roulette episode 207 challenge. The project needed to be an A2 card. Got it. Colors needed to be the ice cream store. Well, we've got chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry colors here. I used the cream for the vanilla. The chocolate is brown, and the strawberry is the peachy pink. Taste or tasty. Well, that ice cream certainly looks tasty to me. And then all of these different words that are on the back here. You've got FDA, guide, that, I like. So just different words about ice cream, because we got vanilla here, chocolate's written all over. This is nice. And add a banner. I added a flag banner to my card. That's it. I hope you had a great day. It was a challenge, but I think I like how it turned out. I'm actually liking both of these cards equally. And I actually might like my challenge card a little bit more than this one. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching and have a great rest of your day.